because either way, I was like, oh, she's still cute. I don't care.
Yeah.
What your mom looks
Yeah.
like.
Die thirsty, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello and welcome to Lunchbox Reviews. Today we are doing Mortal Kombat, the 2021 version, of course. And I am joined by Alex.
Hello.
And Michelle.
Hello.
So Mortal Kombat is basically I guess we could call it a reboot of the 1995 version. It's based off the game. This version is about a new character. I'm not really familiar with him, but it's Louis Tan as Cole Young, and he's being seeked out so that Earth gets their fighters to fight Mortal Kombat. But for some reason, this movie doesn't have the tournament, so it's kind of like the prequel to the tournament. But notable actors are Louis Tan again as Cole Young. What's his name? The real famous Japanese guy was pretty good. Hiroyuki Sanada, I believe his name is. I hope I'm saying that right. He is Scorpion. So before we get to any spoiler territories, what are your initial thoughts?
I mean, okay, I'll go. I mean, it's real simple. Like when I finished watching it, I liked it, but like when I think about it, I sum it up perfectly just by saying it's a shit movie that I really liked. Like it took me back to like my childhood and watching these movies like Eddie Murphy's Golden Child, Big Trouble in Little China, just these crazy magical elements that like no backstory, just crazy stuff going on, but I dug it. I loved it. You add the choreography, you add the gore, and hey, I really enjoyed it. But I know full well it sucked.
Oh man, watching this movie was actually really interesting for me because I didn't realize how very basic my knowledge of Mortal Kombat is. I only played Mortal Kombat versus DCU. I thought I'd seen a movie or two, like I could have sworn I had. Then I was watching this and I was like,
what's going
on? Who's what? So I remembered like the iconic characters, but that was it. So for me, it was tough because I feel like you actually need to know a little bit about Mortal Kombat to understand the different characters who show up, because someone would show up on screen and they'd get like no introduction, no story. And I'm like, who dat? Who this? Who this? And then they also added new characters. So I'm extra like, I super don't recognize you. Am I dumb or are you new? So that was kind of the game I played. But the thing I will say, like, I turned my brain off for this movie and I liked it. Like the fighting is cool and the gore was great. I adored it so much.
I knew it.
Honestly, I wanted more. Like I wanted more of that. Like just give me more stupid fatalities and flawless victories and all that. The lines that I know, give me that. Just I want that as a movie.
Like Michelle, my knowledge is not that very vast about this franchise. As a kid, I played maybe the first 2 games from Mortal Kombat. I was pretty bad at it. Everyone loved playing with me because they knew it was a guaranteed win. And I did see the first movie, which is I love that first movie, as cheesy as that movie is. And so with this movie, it's kind of the same way. Turn your brain off and just enjoy the fights, the gore, the classic one-liners. But I did get duped a little bit into thinking it was something else, and we'll talk about that later. So moving on, this is now full spoilers. What did you guys like about the movie?
Michelle, please.
The gore. Like the gore.
That's
that's the most memorable part of the movie for me. Because I feel like the story was truthfully like take it or leave it. Even though I don't know Mortal Kombat, it felt like just a story I've seen before, if that makes sense. So it's like, yeah, there's the warriors and there's the bad guy, and then they get their powers and then they fight. And like, cool, awesome, great. But the gore really like threw me, because it doesn't start like there's a fight, like the initial fight is bloody, but then about the midway point in the movie, that's when it's like, okay, because that's when excuse me, as I just don't remember the names of literally anybody, but the dude with the hat.
Kung Lao.
Yes, when he sliced the huntress in half.
Ooh.
That I was so
awesome.
into it.
That was awesome.
That was so good. I was like, yep, cool, awesome. I love it. I'm here for this. I want more of that. Even Jack's getting his arms just frozen to little crispy nuggets was disgusting. Yeah. And I loved it. And I was familiar with his character, so I knew he was going to get arms. And I was like, there's an arm situation happening. I remember there's something about his arms. I loved that. And then the thing I will say is the Kano, the Aussie, he's such a jerk, and I adored his character. He was the perfect kind of comic relief to the situation. Like, he was rude, and I didn't like him in the group. And I just thought he added this like extra element, because I felt like all the other characters were hyper serious. Like, in particular, Liu Kang to me was like try hard man. I was like, calm down. You're like taking these really seriously. So I really liked kind of how Kano bantered with them, like particularly, actually, I won't go to my favorite scene. We'll get there, but that's a little hint of what my favorite scene was besides the gore.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the gore, I did like the representation of the characters, like from video games to the screen. At least most of them, like Kano, I thought it like lived up to the OG Mortal Kombat from 1995. Like he had big shoes to fill with that character. How memorable he was, and yeah, the new Kano did that. Also, like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, seeing basically almost all these characters doing all these cool moves, just looking great.
So yeah, the fighting, absolutely. The gore, Kano was by far my most favorite character in this film. The CGI finally matches what the gore and the game can do. Well, technically now it's better because technology finally caught up, where everything we can think of in comic books and comics and games they can do now on film. So I really love that aspect, and I also really love that opening scene, like the history of I guess Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and I actually got duped into thinking it was like something more cinematic, you would say, because that opening scene, I was like, oh wow, all right, they're really gonna go there. They're gonna make like a real story out of this Mortal Kombat a movie. And then basically after that scene, it fell off a cliff. But
yeah,
you can't just help but smile throughout the whole thing, because it was great. It was fun. It's just flat out fun.
I did remember the other thing. It was the choreography, and like it wasn't the best thing ever, except for that first scene. It was tremendous. It was amazing choreography. But like it was like really solid fight scenes for the characters. They showcased, even with powers, how cool these fights would be. Yeah, thumbs up for the choreography.
I mean, as the person who probably in this group knows Mortal Kombat literally the least, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. Based on my remembering of the characters and the games, I thought the representations were good. In particular, I remember, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Milena, whatever. Melina. See, literally, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But I remember seeing her back in the day in the games, thinking she was so cool. And then when I saw her, I was like, oh, I know who that is. Like, she looks sick. And when she opened her mouth really, really wide, that was so epic. Like, I absolutely adored that. And then I got to give extra shout out to the Goro fight, because I thought that was sick. Except he, to me, looks like Hulk with a ponytail. but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
And another thing that I really liked was everything that had to do with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Like the fights they had in the beginning, and especially the final fight they had was just a feast for the eyes. It was great. It was amazing. And I guess we're moving on to the stuff that we didn't like. This was a very flawed movie, so let's discuss the things that didn't work for us. Who wants to go first?
I kind of do. Because this one's easy. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but it's the one character that isn't in the video games that was in this, and it's just like this does not work for me, and that's Cole Young. Like I was excited because like Louis Tan is in it, and I'm like, oh, maybe he's playing like I don't know, like a character, because I haven't played it in a while, so it's like one of these fill in the gap characters that turns out to be really cool. But it just wasn't. It was just Cole Young with the most generic name, white guy name ever, which is just bizarre.
But he's from Southside Chicago,
right?
Let's let that sink in.
Yeah,
and he can speak Japanese, but he's from Southside Chicago. Okay,
naturally. So yeah, and like it was just too. I guess milquetoast is the word. He's just too bland. No character. Like they throw in the family so that we have something to latch on to care about. But even then, it's like that's not enough motivation as a viewer. Like I need more. And then when he develops the powers, it was like just like absorb, like skin absorption and vulnerability kind of deal. Like really,
all right, Bishop.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I thought of Bishop, right?
I thought of Black Panther because
the
it
suit,
looked visually the same.
You're right too. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So that was that character just wasn't working out for me, especially when you have a guy who like Ed Boon, one of the creators of Mortal Kombat. He would call Liu Kang the Luke Skywalker of Mortal Kombat. Like that's why change that? Why he's still why put him on the back burner when you have Liu Kang right there? Everybody loves Liu Kang. But besides that,
can I actually add to that before you move on?
Please, yeah.
Okay,
we'll pass the ball around again, like
let's do that because I want to add to the just the laundry list of things wrong with our buddy Cole. In particular, his powers and the inconsistency around them. So in the first fight with Goro, he has like that Black Panther ability of absorbing the hits. We never see that again. That's it. It doesn't happen again.
It glows. It glows, and like to me, I'm like, oh, he absorbed it, but he's not doing anything with it. It was really weird. It was inconsistent.
That was not good. And then truthfully, I thought like the visuals were really good for everyone except for his stupid suit, because at the end when he's interacting with his family, it looks like he's wearing a gnarly latex suit, because you can like he's like hugging his kid or he's doing something and you can see the way it ripples in the back, and I'm like, that's so cheap and stupid. Like it's not like, it looked so bad. And you have like a Goro and the reptile and all these things that are really outrageous that look so much better than his stupid metal body situation. And I don't know how it was just so atrocious.
Cosplayers could do better than that.
I guarantee you we will see. Well, actually, I don't know, because I don't know if people will be attached to his character.
That's true. They'd have to like Cole.
Yeah, but yes, cosplayers could absolutely do better. I was really disappointed in that in particular, because I wanted to see like a really cool, you're gonna get your power, like what's your epic transformation, then it looks kind of so that's my main problems. Oh no, I lied, there's one more problem I have with Cole. He's stupid. And the reason I say that is he leaves Raiden's temple and goes home and just like, yeah, that's a good choice, that makes sense. Sub-Zero wasn't after you specifically at all. You're not putting your family in more danger by going home and just staying there and hanging out and being surprised. Like when Goro showed up and he's like, what? Bro, did you really think he wasn't gonna send something after you? Thought you could just go live in a castle or in a cottage with your kid? No, you're
Like he was somewhat
stupid.
surprised that he was followed there.
Literally, and like you went to where they were and you stayed there and you thought it would be okay.
Sticking with Cole, I guess. Yeah, his character, as you guys were talking, is bland, and even more bland than that was his family. I get it. Like Alex explained it earlier that we were supposed to feel something for this family. They were added there so that there's more of a a sense of urgency for Cole, but because of this very ensemble movie, we didn't get time to kind of feel for the daughter or for the wife, and kind of care for those characters. So that to me was like, I if they weren't in the movie, I wouldn't care less. um Another thing was, I guess, also I get mentioned by Alex, Liu Kang. Like Liu Kang seemed like a, how do I put this gently? Kind of like a that stupid teacher's pet that everyone
A
hates.
try hard. He's the
A
try hard.
tryhard.
That's yes.
Yeah.
If for old school fans, you're gonna know this because Liu Kang is one of the best. You're like, yeah, let me play as Liu Kang. He's the man. But here he's reduced to the just the annoying tryhard, and that that's something. I mean, I heard that this is gonna be a trilogy because we didn't even get to the tournament, so hopefully they can change that. And also to note, this is the director's first movie ever, I think. So yeah.
Yep. He's done only commercials up to this point.
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah, I read that somewhere. Yeah.
Man. I'll go on to the next thing I disliked about it, which is probably just as big of a sin as a like bad protagonist, and that's a pretty bad antagonist. Now, aside from Sub-Zero, which you can argue is the main antagonist, and Scorpion's the main protagonist who just appears at the end. But to me, Shang Tsung is the real antagonist of the movie because he like everything happens because of him, and like I know his motivation because of video games, because of the old movie. Watching this movie alone, I have no idea what he wants. Like he wants to invade,
I agree.
Yeah,
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, like he wants to invade the Earth. Cool. Why?
I was gonna say, before you say anything, can I try to guess why? Because I don't know. I've only seen this movie. I'm like, let me see if I understood what he's doing. So, okay, there's a tournament, and different worlds have champions, and he could only capture the world if the champions are defeated, but he doesn't want to fight them, so he tries to fight them before the tournament. Is that it? That's all I got.
Well,
Is that even close?
Well, I guess I mean, like to overtake a realm, you have to beat them in Mortal Kombat tournament 10 times in a row, and he did it 9 times. He was on the 10th, but instead he decided to do exactly that, like just to kill and attack before the actual tournament,
like
because of the prophecy.
Yeah, by cheating instead of undergoing the normal process. But like his real intention is like paving the way for Shao Kahn, the leader of the of Nether Realm, right? Like he's doing that to set it up for him, and kind of like in the same way how Justice League, the Justice League movie had Steppenwolf try to do that for Darkseid. Shang Tsung is basically doing the same thing for Shao Kahn. However, like that was all lost. It was just like he wants to invade the realm, but no real reason why. He just sort of felt like it. And yeah, there wasn't a lot to Shang Tsung either. It was just sort of pointing the finger, go. Why did he absorb a soul? That really wasn't explained, except he really likes souls, maybe. but they keep him youthful, and that's why he absorbs them. And that's basically that. There's so much lost, like in Shang Tsung lore. If I could be a nerd right now, it just wasn't explained in the movie. That's it.
I agree, because I had no idea. I'm like, I had no idea. He's taking the world. I don't know. Like my notes are not great. Like Earthrealm doesn't have a champion. Prophecy foretells that Hanzo's blood is doing stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, right.
That's what we got. So that's the movie. There's one scene, one line in particular from Liu Kang that I just can't let go, and I just need to draw everyone's attention to it. It's when he meets Sonya and Kano and Cole, and he immediately fireballs them and goes, "I'm not your enemy." Okay. Sure.
Oh my god.
Like they were not gonna do anything. They were literally just standing there, and he just gets them with a fireball. And that there's something about that scene that I'm never gonna get over. It's just so stupid.
Yeah, the most of the dialogue actually in this movie was pretty cheesy. It's so cheesy that it's fun. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, because we hear the classic, fatalities, come over here, and it's the rest of the
I was waiting for that one.
there's
When
some
that
dialogue
happened, I
that's
was
just
so
cheesy.
happy.
If I could add to some of my other grievances, Kung Lao. I don't know why they killed him off this fast. That's another classic dude that should be in the actual tournament, and he was played nice by I can't remember the actor's name, but he did a good job, kind of.
Yep.
That hat is like the shield, I guess. The offensive. The offensive version of the shield. That's what John Walker really needs, is that hat. So I'm sad that we don't get to see that again. And yeah. What else, you guys?
I guess I'm just going like through it critically from like a screenwriting perspective, because like the other thing was like the resolution was just too quick and easy. We're like, hey, Raiden, you can teleport everyone, and okay, we'll just do these one-on-one battles, and it was just
let's separate everyone.
yeah. It was just too quick and easy. Like there was no real challenge. There wasn't a challenge. You're supposed to challenge your heroes, but it didn't feel.
You didn't feel that, yeah.
Yeah. Like Sonya and Jax, they got their chakras. What the hell is that called? What's their power called? The
Arcana.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the word they use. Yeah, they got their Arcana, and like that was it. Like that was basically their character arc, just like getting their Arcana, and boom. But it's like, well, you got to also do something to beat these guys. It's your opponent, whatever. I mean, the Sonya Kano thing, that was really cool. It's probably the best one of the bunch. But like the big dude with the hammer, Rico. I don't even know from the video game.
Yeah, apparently, I think that dude's new to this. I think he's new to this.
Oh.
I couldn't figure out who the heck he was.
You might be right.
And then also the wing lady, I think, is also Huntress, is also new? Question mark?
No wonder.
Nitara,
yeah.
I think
it could be
the bird lady.
Nitara, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't recognize her. So
so I think those two were new for some strange reason. I guess to save like some of the other villain characters for the next movies, so that way they could kill these ones. I don't know. I was confused. But also
I guess that kind of makes sense, because the movie had a lot of people, a lot of cast. So for newer people if they weren't familiar with the games or characters at all, it would be hard to feel for these characters. Like for guys like us, we know who Sub-Zero and we don't know who Cole is, but we know like Kung Lao and Liu Kang, and there's no need to tell us, kind of explain to us these characters. But if this would be a perfect franchise to do something like not absolutely the same as Marvel, but introduce a few characters at a time, because I think there's enough fans of Mortal Kombat that this could work. So yeah, there was just like too much right away, and it was hard to follow if you weren't familiar with the series.
Yeah, that was my like biggest gripe with it, as someone who doesn't like, I don't know Mortal Kombat. Like I know Sub-Zero and Scorpion hate each other. I know one's blue and one's yellow. Like, and you know what I mean? Like that's kind of the gist of it. Like I've only played the video game. So I never played the story. I only played like fighting with my friend, and I would always play as Joker and she plays various Mortal Kombat characters. Like that's it. So I think they could have, and I don't know like how big the Mortal Kombat like fan base is, but as a selfish person being like, I want to be part of the fun. I want to understand this was not a movie for people who didn't know Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
the whole time I'm
Mhm.
sitting there going, who is this? Because
Yeah.
the only people who are getting like the only person who kind of got an explanation was Cole, but he's not even from Mortal Kombat. So then I'm watching it being like, okay, cool. Like that's a guy. Like what's his code name or whatever. And then I'm talking to people afterwards and they're like, he's not even in Mortal. I'm like, then what did I just watch? Like, what am I watching? It's called Mortal Kombat. This dude's not from Mortal Kombat. Like, I don't get it. And then you are throwing like all these like, I literally watched the movie today and I couldn't remember some of the names. Do you know what I mean? Like still, you've said it, the hat guy.
Yeah.
He was there. He apparently is this iconic character who I would never have known that unless you told
now
me
he's
he was
gone.
this iconic. Literally, he
Yeah,
died.
no, he's
He was
not.
cool, and then he died. He had a hat, and I was
Yeah.
like, sick. Like, you know, you lost all three of the bad guys. I don't know if the dude with the helmet died or not. Like, I don't remember what happened to him. Cabal or
Cabal?
whatever. Yeah.
I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
Liu Kang beat the hell out of him. I don't know if he fatality'd him though.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not confident. I'm not
He set
confident.
him on fire.
Oh
Wait,
yeah.
did he set him on fire?
Yeah,
he
he got
did.
set on fire. He got a dragon fire that ate him because
That's right. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. It wasn't the easiest to follow because it was this huge cast of people. No character got a true introduction. Like I feel like the only ones you actually got backstory or introduction would be Sonya Blade and Jax, because you got like their relationship between each other got established.
Yep.
They actually like had substance as opposed to just showing up and fighting. So I know who they are now. I'm like, okay, I understand like who they are. I knew who Jax was. I remembered him, but you know what I mean? Like a lot of people who haven't seen Mortal or don't know Mortal Kombat are gonna leave the movie going like Cole and robot arm guy and other girl, the blonde girl. Like that's it. So I don't know how good a sequel would be if we're going in not super attached to the main character, or if we are attached to the main character is not even going to be the main character potentially anymore because it's going to be
Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Hey.
And I remember that guy, but yeah, I don't know.
And to add to that, enough time has passed between this movie and the last movie. A lot of time has passed to properly introduce characters. And I guess also they were saving Johnny Cage for last, or for next time, for next movie. I guess he was a confident director.
I mean, as far as teasers go, that's a pretty strong one because, like Michelle said, she knows Johnny Cage. Like a lot of people know Johnny Cage, right? He's like the Hollywood tough guy, and like to get people excited for the next movie. That's a good character to tease.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think they could have made Melina way uglier, or like give her a mask, because I was expecting when I saw the back of her head, I'm like, oh my god, that's Melina. Oh my god. But they showed her mouth and face. I'm like, no, you don't do that. You tease it. You know, you have the mask thing, and then like when she's ready to like rip someone's face off, that's when you see it.
Yeah.
So it was a little.
Because either way, I was like, oh, she's still cute. I don't care.
Yeah.
What your mouth looks like.
Yeah, but then her mouth got crazy big, and I was like, that's creepy. Yeah. I love it.
Yes.
If I'm gonna die, that's fine.
No tanks. No tanks. I'll die to Sonya Blade.
Die thirsty, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, yeah, the bird lady was kind of cute too, and she was done. So I was like,
yeah,
all right,
that was it.
She died real quick.
Yeah.
Oof.
So let's go over to our favorite scenes. There was a lot because it was cool. So who wants to start first?
I'll go. Why not? Besides the obvious, every scene that's gory, there are two other scenes that are not necessarily gory that are my favorite scenes. And the one of them would be the dinner scene where Kano gets his laser eye. Just the way the two of them are riffing into him is amazing. I loved it. I wasn't honestly sure what the motivation with that was. I was like, what are they? Are they trying to piss him off? Like, you're trying to get rid of him? I don't understand. And then you get the payoff of the laser eye, and that is so good. And then he's like, "Oh, I told you I get my powers first." And he's just like a total dick about it, and I adored that scene. It was just so fun. And then this is a weird one. It happened before that, but it was the little mini fight between Liu Kang and Kano, where Liu Kang keeps doing his little like leg kicky move. And the reason I love that scene so much is because it literally is a newbie playing Mortal Kombat. That's what it looked like when I used to play. I would be Kano just jumping because that's all I knew how to do. I could just jump. It just, for some reason, that scene like really stuck out to me as just being so reminiscent of my experience playing the game.
I think that Kano, it's general consensus that everybody loved Kano in this movie. That I feel like a theory is that he will come back for the second one and have his actual cybernetic attachment to his eye. And that would be
his
awesome.
eye did get mushed. Yeah, he got mushed in the eye. So
yeah,
I'm hoping, because he's probably the most popular character in this movie. I think that everyone really liked, regardless of him being just a jackass. Everybody loved Kano.
Yeah, I mean, besides like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, I'm sure, because they get like, ninja clout.
Yeah, that's a given.
Yeah,
they're forever.
And exactly. And speaking of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like my favorite scene was just the opening. Like I didn't watch it on YouTube when they put it up for free. I don't know if it was the whole thing. I don't know how long it was, but like
it was 7 minutes. I didn't watch it, but I know that it was 7 minutes.
Okay, so like what I enjoyed, just the beginning of the movie up until the death of Hiroshi Hayes, I forgot his name. Scorpion's death.
Hanzo.
That whole thing. Hanzo. Oh, sorry, Hanzo. Yeah, I should know that name because I play Overwatch.
I like literally the only reason I remember it was from Overwatch.
Hanzo, yeah. So yeah, the whole beginning of that movie, there was like so much mystery and mystical powers there. I'm like, whoa, what? Like I know Sub-Zero, but like you like to lose yourself in this moment. It's like, oh, this person has powers. Why are there powers? And like just a really cool one-on-one fight where Scorpion basically just too tough to deal with until Sub-Zero just uses powers, and I thought that was all really brilliant, and I thought it was gonna set the scene for the rest of the movie, but it never quite reached that peak for me.
Yeah, same. All the scenes with Kano, all the scenes with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. There was that one scene that was just, when I think Sub-Zero hit him, and then blood came out, and he froze the blood. And he just like, boom. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh man, that's crazy.
Yes.
But yeah, all the Kano, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, even though, man, I wish Cole didn't have to be in that fight scene, but I get the importance of it because he's the bloodline and blah blah blah, whatever, but he should have been in that fight. Let the big boys play. Yeah, I still really love that scene despite Cole. So with that all said, let's give our final thoughts and our score for Mortal Kombat.
Okay, I'll go. Won't be long. I give it the highest compliment I can by saying that I want to watch a sequel. Like that's basically like as much as I can like a movie. Like I want to see more of it, but like I don't want to see more because this movie was that good. I just want to see more because I know what it's capable of, and just like it has a lot of potential. But this movie, it was pretty entertaining overall, despite being a technically bad movie for the reasons I listed. But I wouldn't give it a 7, but I would give it a 6.5 out of 10.
That's the number I had in my head too. So I'll go next. Yeah. 6.5. Well, yeah, no, 6.5. It's entertaining. I mean, for me, my experience, like, it was a little challenging not knowing all the things and all the characters. So the impact of some reveals was lost on me, unfortunately. And I thought it would make me want to know more about Mortal Kombat and like maybe play a game or read some stuff. It doesn't. It actually doesn't. Like, okay, like, cool. So that's a little disappointing because I really wanted to like get into the Mortal Kombat world because I know it's so extensive and I know there's so much to it. This movie wasn't enough to get me there, unfortunately. But like it was nice to kind of turn my brain off and just watch people fight and not ask any questions. Just, you're fighting, cool. You do that. You do fight. Good job. So
is it enough to get you watch the sequel though, or part 2, or the trilogy, whatever?
Only if we're reviewing it. I wouldn't watch it on my own time if I wasn't like.
She'll just guarantee to review, guys.
Yeah.
If they make a sequel and we review it, I will watch the movie. There you go. That's my promise. You can quote me on it.
So I guess it's basically the same all around. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. The movie is a great bad movie, is all I'm gonna say. Turn off your brain, enjoy the violence. What else do you want? You know, it's enjoyable. I really liked it, and it's good enough that I really want to see what happens next, and hopefully they do a better job. And yeah, 6.5. So that is the end of our review for Mortal Kombat. Once again, I am joined by Alex.
Goodbye.
And Michelle.
Goodbye.
Please do all the YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications and stuff. Our social medias are down below where they should be. And we'll see you again for the next review. And if there's anything that you want us to review, good or bad, hit us up and we'll give